Too many. I was in a couple accidents, but they weren't that bad. One was we got hit. That was in Albuquerque, and it was really not that bad. Just kind of sad that the car had to, I don't know, we got a new car. I don't think it was totaled, but definitely had to have some work done. I remember the girl that hit us was pretty shaken up. So I remember we talked to her for a bit. It was at an intersection. The other one was my companion was driving, and we were kind of going through these rolling hills around Tucson, outskirts of Tucson, and just this car was backing out, kind of this blind driveway, and we didn't see him soon enough, so yeah, that was more damage done to the car as well. That car was pretty much done, sadly. Just pay attention. They emphasize a lot that both people in the car should pay attention and stuff. You look at those safety videos in the mission, which are kind of funny, but there's truth to them. Yeah, that they kind of happen sometimes. About this, like following the Spirit, I think it's important that you listen both to your mind and your heart, because it's kind of my learning experience throughout my mission is I would constantly be asking myself questions like, should I go do this or this, like simple as knock on that door or whatever, and like I would try and like see if there's a feeling that would like confirm yes or something, and very rarely, if ever, did that come like right after I asked a question like that. And I think it's more like that you need to follow your thoughts and your mind in those types of situations, and if it's like a good thing and a thing that wouldn't be harmful otherwise, and whether it's coming from the Spirit or not, you can usually do it and know that you're doing a good thing still. And then it's like the Spirit will confirm those things as you are going about them. I think that's where the feelings will come in more often. And anyway, I mean, the Spirit speaks to us in all different ways at different times, but it's just something that I noticed for myself is you can't expect the Spirit to be communicating feelings to you all the time about confirming things, especially just little things, even though that would be awesome. But you kind of have to have that idea of anxiously engaged and, do things of your own free will, bring good things about. There was snow, there was very heavy rain, and there was very high heat. I remember getting up to at least 107, and that was just like, like the temperature in the air, I think, like in the sun or like in the car gets way hotter. Or like when you first get in the car, the heat never bothered me that much. It's like I would sometimes see my companions, they'd be like dripping sweat and while we're riding our bikes around, and I wouldn't be. I guess I just don't sweat as much, and so it wasn't as big a deal for me. I was okay with I prefer hot over cold, I guess, in other words. Yeah, rain could come very quickly and you get stuck in it, and that would be unfortunate. Because then, like, as you're riding, if you're on your bike, often dirt will get flipped up onto you from the street. And if you're not expecting it, get all over your suit and stuff, and white shirt. Sure, I think they outline this pretty well, like when they send your mission call, but you definitely want more short sleeve shirts than long sleeve, and the type of garments you have is important. Like, pretty sure you won't want cotton. I think there's a variety, of course. I had dry looks, I think they worked pretty well, and the mesh ones, I think quite a few people had those, but the cooler you can get them, the better usually. The thing in Albuquerque, it gets pretty cold there for a lot of the year, and same with Silver City. El Paso, though, is more like Tucson. It's hot, and El Paso's kind of windier than most cities. Kind of preface it, I think with everything, there's balance you have to keep. And so I was a, surprise quieter, like missionary. I would like to write letters on P-Day, and I wasn't very quick at doing that. So I would spend most of my P-Days pretty much just writing letters, and it's what I like to do. And unfortunately, it wasn't till much later in my mission that I learned that it would have been helpful in a lot of ways if I had just spent more time with the other missionaries and like bonded with them. I mean, the common thing, of course, is they like play basketball or some other type of sport, and I like playing sports. I just never really felt like I could fit them in as well. But I think there's definitely a balance to be kept between like writing family and friends and getting to know the other missionaries and becoming friendly with them. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn, that's for sure. It's not hard for other people to learn, and where they might have to learn it in the reverse, where they should write their family more or something. But just in general, a big thing is keeping a balance, like with everything, is going to be key. You'll find you're always running out of time, and so you have to prioritize and not let any one thing become out of balance, or it'll take too much time. I think just being fully committed and obedient is another thing that comes with that. Just sometimes I guess I don't want to feel like I'm talking bad about other missionaries, but you do see disobedience from time to time, and you'll notice it in yourself as well. Disobedience that you'll notice both in yourself and in others, and you have to just keep that in perspective. But it just seems like some people would do those things and not really understand like how it affected their commitment. Like they felt like they were still fully committed, and when there really was probably room for improvement. And so keeping a awareness and a sensitivity to always how you can improve is important, I think. I mean, it's part of humility, I think, obviously. And anyway, I think there's a balance to be kept there too. You can't be too hard on yourself either, or it's not helpful. But I mean, I think that's the most common difficulty. That, like, even sometimes you'd see missionaries that didn't seem to be that obedient, and they're still being successful, but there's other factors that go into that would affect like their real success. It may appear like they're really successful, but being as obedient as you can is always going to be better and contribute to your success and how focused you are, how much you can get done. Don't hold anything back. Be fully committed and do your best at that. And